This one day, we went to this one farm, and there's two nuns and a little girl standing on the side of the road. There were dirt roads. So we stopped, and I start talking with them, and the little girl says, "There are Germans in the barn." But this was all in French, you know. So I told my company commander, well, right away, he got shook up, and so did the first sergeant. So he grabbed a couple of grenades, and he had a pistol. That's all he had. The first sergeant had a carbine. Then I had a submachine gun. So what it was a flat place with the barn at the end, but on the side was a bank, and so I took off and went up onto a bank and facing the main door of the barn. Company commander threw a grenade, and it landed close to the door. And all of a sudden the door opens up and the flag came out. Well, they were Germans that wanted to surrender because there were 37 of them that came out of there. So now the company commander yells at me and he says, go get some truck. He says, go back to the company, get some trucks. So I jumped in the Jeep, and my foot was like this on the gas pedal. You know, first time I see Germans. Anyway, I got to the company, we brought some trucks down, piled them up there. The first prisoner I went to, I took his weapon. I still have it today.
Do you? We landed on the Omaha beach, but not at the, they were 2 miles inland when we got there. But anyway, we came in on an LST, and my truck was the first one to be unloaded when we landed. And I never knew how to swim. So when we pull, now I'll give you a visualize of what this thing is. First you got the Siegfried line. Did you ever hear of that?
I know, yeah.
You know what it looks like? See pictures of it? Okay, they're staggered all over the place along the beach. Then you got cables with like zeppelins, you know, small ones, holding the cable up. That to stop them from strafing you. So we come in, and you come in on high tide, and you got to sit there like a sitting duck, wait for the tide to go, like 2 hours.
Burned from here to there. His eyes, his nose, everything was like, they melted down into one, like a mask. Brought him inside, you know, what can you do for him? His clothes were gone, you know. I had my hand on his, over here, and the skin was coming off, the flesh was coming off my hands, you know. So a doctor wasn't around at the time. And I said to this other guy and I were on duty, I don't know where the rest of them were. I said, we'll get him, I said, this guy is not going to live. I said, you know, and he was moaning and groaning, and the sounds coming out of his little tiny mouth was like unbelievable. I gave him some morphine, you know, to kill the pain, but it wouldn't do any good. So I kept giving him more and more morphine. I said, I'm going to help this guy go away. So the other guy with me said, I said, when the doctor comes back, he's going to be mad as hell because you used up all this morphine. I said, this man is suffering beyond words. Turns out he was a German prisoner. I didn't know that. It didn't make any difference to me anyway. I pumped him full of morphine, and finally, it was over.
Tell us how, you're being very modest here because you're not telling us how you got your medal, because you did something here, the second highest medal for valor.
Distinguished Service Cross.
Exactly. So they don't just hand those out to anybody.
Yeah, well,
something happened.
You don't have it there.
Sure I do, but I'd rather you tell the story much better than me.
What happened is we were in the middle of France, and we were in a grape vineyard, and it was machine gun fire was keeping us from advancing. So we dug foxholes, most naturally, and we stayed there a while, but we couldn't move unless that machine gun was silenced. So I got the idea of I'm going to shoot hand grenades at them. And that's what I did. I shot them at different elevations so I could reach the spot where they were, and if they found it did, I knocked it out.
So you took them out.
Yeah.
How many hand grenades?
Oh, God, I must have fired maybe 6 or 7, you know,
And-
different elevations,
Right,
because
right.
until you were in the direction where the machine gunner was, you know. And so then, when come daylight, we were able to move forward again.
That's
And
amazing.
they made sure first, you know, that the machine gun was gone, and the men with it.